Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere. But kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah. Hook 'em horns.
Adjacent. Very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT. Adjacent.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent. Today we have a new and old friend in our house that we love so much. We're at the studio in Record ATX. This is one of Shelly. I don't know, Shelly. You're
love Lance.
Very much in love with this guy.
Well, I love him 100%, but like a sibling, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have y'all known
No
each other?
hanky-panky with this guy.
I think we got a kindergarten picture together.
We do.
Got Miss
We
Parker.
do. Yep.
That is so
He
cute.
was like, I met Andy and Andy Ham, and Andy was my first friend. I would say Lance was my third friend.
That's so cute.
At Williams Elementary.
At Williams?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
Wildcat.
world of laughter, a world of tears.
And then then did you go to Bedichek?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Johnston.
and then
You went to Johnston. Did you graduate from Johnston?
No, he went to
graduated from
Bowie.
Bowie.
You went to Bowie.
He was a Bowie Bulldog.
Mhm.
All right.
The first year of Bowiing.
Yeah, you did the first year of Bowie because they.
One and only year. It was a good run.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
So was Johnston.
fun.
And I would say Lance hung out at Lotta Lane and Boston Lane.
Oh, I bet you probably had a tent out there. You were probably the original unhoused.
I started the homeless stuff at Lotta Lane.
Lotta Lane.
Don't blame Lance.
I know, right? There were only 500 other kids at the same spot. How'd I get thrown in the front?
Why didn't Lance get
What
blamed
was
for
your
the
go-to
unhoused?
drink on Lotta Lane? Was it
was like-
Boone Farm?
Bones?
Man, I imagine whatever beer we could get a hold of.
I know.
Milwaukee's
We had-
Best or something.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Y'all, we had no problems ever getting a keg. Ever. Like, I could walk into any place
When was the
at-
last time you had keg beer?
yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. Well, from the tap at the bar, yeah.
That
Yesterday,
doesn't count.
keg beer. Let's see.
I mean, like at a
Probably-
party where you're like, somebody's holding your legs up and you're laying down and like.
I think shit. That's a good question. I think my 40th birthday, my ex-wife got a keg at our house. And it was kind of a
Blech.
For
And
that
your,
reason, it was
and your
kind of a throwback.
ex-wife just wrote a book.
yeah.
Yeah. Is it about you? It's a tell-all.
She said that she did tell me she was going to make me famous and she's going to leave my name out though. And I was like, well, I'm sure they can put 2 and 2 together.
2 and 2. It's like Penny. Here's
my
Penny.
These few chapters look like
Yeah. Oh.
Okay,
Yes.
so Lance. I'm sure you know.
What's your middle name?
Yeah, what is your middle name?
Powell.
Oh,
Powell.
Lance, you have
That is
the best name.
Lance,
that is my
who's your best
mom.
friend?
my best friend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Probably Randy and Zane.
Oh,
They're my-
we saw 'em last
They're my ride or
night.
dies, right? I mean, like if they call you and say, I need you, you say, do I need to bring a shovel?
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're like, I'd kill for you.
And a lot of the other there's some close
Yeah.
seconds. What do you want to call them? Seconds right there or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, they're
Tier
Close
close
number
seconds.
twos.
Shelly's like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
Yeah, something like that.
I
But
have a
Tier
bracelet
one
that says
bracelet.
tier 1.
And she has it for herself.
And I have a ride or die bracelet.
She does. She does.
I mean,
Oh, man.
I think me and Randy, there's a picture at his lake house at his 4th birthday. And it's me, Trace,
Aw.
and I think probably Richie and Joe.
That's
or whoever
really
that little
sweet.
Oak Ledge boys there.
Oh,
That's what we were just
And-
talking to
Linda.
Linda, and she was talking about how her best friends are from childhood and she's
Forever.
kept up, and you're the same way. Like,
Yeah.
once you've added them to your group. You're a
Well,
lifer.
why would you change? Because they're so good.
Yeah.
Well, some of them can be, or some of us, I'm probably toxic to some of them and they're toxic to me. So you had to let some of those.
You're not.
You had to let some of those probably go.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
toxic.
I mean, we're still friends or cordial. We're still cordial if we see
I
each
have
other.
some
But
names.
yeah,
I have some names.
but I mean, we don't hang like me and Randy's. I mean, he knows more about me than anybody else.
You need that one person who marks your life.
Well, I feel like Randy, and I know Clark is your brother, but I feel like you and Randy are like siblings.
Yes,
Do you feel that?
And Clark's also one of my best friends.
Oh,
and
I love that.
Yeah, me and Clark are close.
And
so, again, these two people know more than I wish they knew sometimes.
So, Jody, fun fact, Pam from Lost Creek, Pam Stockup, that's Clark's baby mama.
Oh, okay.
Pam.
Okay. Yeah.
Sister-in-law.
No.
Is that fair?
3 times removed.
She's still around, Pam.
I know.
I mean, they're still friends.
No, well, they talk. I know. Like, we know Pam from when we worked at Barn Creek.
Yeah.
And so, and then
she's a dynamo.
Yeah, and now she's in charge of Barton Creek's membership.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that where she moved to? I hadn't really talked to her since
she
left
Lost
Creek.
Creek.
Yeah, Lost Creek is where
John
played
and I
a lot
did
of golf rounds.
We did a short membership there, but the flies at the pool. They were a little much.
At Lost Creek or Barton Creek?
At Lost Creek. I was like, can y'all get rid of these flies?
At Barn Creek, there's no flies.
No, I don't think flies are around the perimeter.
James Walsh would never
allow a fly. All right, let's see. Lance, your stats. You were born October 20th, and you're a Libra. So Libras, tell me if these are true. You're skilled with...
Do you know you're a Libra because you look like... Okay.
Yeah. That's all I know, though. I don't know all the other...
Okay.
You know.
Well, we're getting into it.
Okay, they say you're very charming socially and you enjoy connecting with others. I think that's true.
Well, I will say that Lance is a panty dropper.
I can tell for sure, and I agree.
Right,
you're very charming.
What are
right,
they
Dawn?
doing? What are they doing wearing them on Saturday night anyway?
Right, Dawn?
All right, let's see. You're intellectually curious and you love beauty and art and culture, they say. And it says that you like to balance harmony in your lives and relationships. You value fairness and justice.
I don't know if he likes harmony. I think you like a disrupt.
Do you like a little drama?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Well, I mean, I tend to, I guess it'd be self-sabotage would be, just when things are going good, I figure out a way to mess that up.
You're like,
this is going too good. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I'm not used to that.
Lance and I grew up together, elementary, middle school, high school, until he jumped ship and went to Bowie. And we talked about this with Richie when we interviewed Richie. Y'all were like on MASH, on the game MASH. It was like y'all were the names.
So MASH was when you'd write a mansion, apartment, a shack, or a house at the top.
And then
you'd say how many kids you were going to have.
And then it was like
put
this.
numbers.
And then it was Richie,
and then
Lance, Randy, Trace.
And Trace.
Right? Don't you think it was y'all 4?
It depends on which girls you were talking to.
So we called it the rotation. We've called it the rotation on the podcast.
Yeah, Shelly was like, which of these have you dated?
How did you get? And Randy and I had a conversation about it. It was like, why didn't I get invited to the rotation? And it was like, no, nobody wanted to have nobody wanted to hang out with you.
Okay, let's do MASH real quick. Let's do it with Lance. Okay, MASH. Give me four numbers.
4 numbers?
Just random, small. Keep it small. Believe me, you don't
3,
want
2.
Let him do it.
7.
Oh.
1. 9.
Okay, tell me favorite cars that you
Favorite
wish you had.
cars?
Yeah, or trucks, whatever.
Yeah, Chevy trucks.
Yeah.
And I got to name more cars?
Yeah, you need
Oh,
like
okay.
Tundra. A Tundra.
No.
No.
Nothing.
Chevy.
No,
Nothing
it'd
from
be American
outside.
made for
Oh,
sure.
American
A,
made. A Chevy. A lot.
a 64 and a half Mustang.
Okay. Keep going.
32 Roadster.
Okay, we'll stop there. And then give me 4 names of ladies.
Dawn.
No, it could be famous ladies. It could be famous ladies.
Yeah, give us your
Like this could
laminated-
be your laminated list.
Jennifer
Aniston's on the top there.
Yeah. 100.
Susan Sarandon.
Oh, I could see that. I could
From
see
Bull Durham, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Bull
without the
Durham.
bra,
Straight
the
up.
nips.
And then who
Circle
was the one that was in Streets of Fire? Diane Lane. Is it Lane?
Lane.
Diane Lane's Streets of Fire
Yeah.
with William Dafoe in her first movie.
Oh,
She was probably
Okay.
8. They were all 18, 19 years old then. That
Wow.
was
What
great.
about Christy McNichols?
Yeah.
Little Darling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you ready? Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, no Diane Lane, sorry.
Damn.
Oh, man.
No mansion.
Wow.
No Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, damn it.
No house.
No girl.
Apartment or a
No
shack.
7 kids.
Thank God.
That's what the numbers are. That's how many kids you're supposed to have. Remember that one?
They still do this too, I think.
Oh,
I
you're
remember
gonna
my daughter
marry
doing that in
Susan?
junior high, I
Really?
think.
Gabby?
Yeah.
Is that your only child?
No, they're Irish twins. They're 12 months apart. Gabby and
Nice.
Christian.
Oh my gosh. Where's Christian?
Christian's here in Austin. He's a home builder.
He
He does
is?
custom homes. He does that. Yeah,
Nice.
he's doing a project right now for Michael Dell.
Oh,
And he does
nice.
Bucky's owners. He's
Wow.
making a ton of money.
Wow, what's his
Sorry to-
company?
I forget the name of it. I forget the name of it, but he
Wheatley-
does big.
Weed House.
Okay, I've got your stat. This is what's going to happen to you in the future.
Mhm.
You're going to marry Susan Sarandon.
Yes.
You're going to drive a Chevy. You're going to have 1 kid together, and you're going to live in an apartment.
Perfect. Perfect.
That was math.
It's going to be
Would
a nice
you-
apartment.
Would you be a sugar baby like a Sarandon's? Susan
Oh.
was like,
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
yeah, you have no problem with
No,
that.
Yeah.
no.
They were like, I'm
Think I've already been one.
Bring it on. All right, you're
Next.
from Austin originally.
Well, I was born in Waco. My dad was
Waco.
there for my dad was in insurance and he was doing training there. And after he got done with training, they put him at the Farmers Insurance, which was at Ben White and 35. So then we moved here. I was 1, I guess.
and you have a brother, Clark.
Clark-
Is that your only
Clark
sibling?
Kent.
Yeah,
Clark-
Clark Kent Wheatley with
Yeah.
CKW is a family. The farthest before they had all this, DNA where you send in your swab and
DNA.
everything. Well, my
Yeah.
aunt, the farthest we had any research on our family was Clark Kent Wheatley out of Tennessee, and he came with those volunteers and everything from. Anyway, that's where that name came from.
Wow.
Everybody thinks it's Superman or something like that, but no, it was a family
No, it's
name.
a family name.
And then I named my son Christian Kent Wheatley. So that's it. And my dad's
Nice.
name is Charles Kent Wheatley. So it's
Oh,
so
but
that
you're
CKW is
What's your middle name?
very.
Oh, we already
Powell
said.
Wheatley.
Powell.
LPW. is
I think
mine.
that's a great
LPW.
name. These are
Anyway, we
great
just kept that
names.
CKW.
What's
thing.
Powell? Where did that Powell come?
My mom's dad.
Okay, your family name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his
Are
name
your
was Powell.
parents still with us?
Yes, my dad's. Yeah, they're still in the same house right there on Oak Ledge. And
Lands.
Let's
Dad
go toilet
turns 80
paper
this
after
year.
this.
And my mom's 78 or 9.
We're gonna go toilet paper it right after.
Yeah. I remember y'all doing that a lot. My dad come in and wake me up and go, "You got to get out there and clean up."
Those Sylvie girls with toilet paper
I
in
know,
their house
again.
again. Oh, an
Yeah, I mean, I
oak
got early
ledge.
memories of y'all at Manchac baseball field for some reason.
Yes.
our
I think
dad was
y'all's
a
dad
coach.
was coaching with my
Yeah.
dad tried it one year, but he wasn't a coach. But y'all's dad did
Our
it
dad was
for
a
while.
pirate. He
Yeah.
was the pirate coach.
Yeah, I have
And
a great
Clark-
picture. I'm going to send
Yeah.
it.
Clark
I'm gonna
played
send
on
it
his
to you.
team one time.
Are
with
you
your brother.
serious?
Yeah. So that's why.
Did I
remember
pee on
y'all. I
him?
remember us I remember us running around outside
Yeah,
the
like cats.
deal running.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she was probably pretty small.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember
Yeah,
you and I.
Well,
that's
we're only a year.
crazy.
I don't know, that's
We're only a year and a
fine.
half
Yeah.
apart, Lance.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
met. So we met before kindergarten.
Yeah. I mean, I just,
Yeah,
like I said,
we
I can't
lived
remember
at
exactly
we lived
what
at those
year or
fields.
whatever,
We
but
lived there.
we
lived
did.
at Manchac.
We were there all the time. We
And
were the
the-
dirtiest.
And if you brought back a foul ball, remember you got a snow cone?
Yeah,
That's
So it was
right.
on.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
on. It would
Oh,
scramble.
we
Oh.
would run to that.
Looked like one
Oh
of them
my
calf scrambles
gosh.
at a rodeo.
No,
where you're trying to
remember,
get
like
just
you
your
would
kids.
race. It's like you would race for those.
And we were
Uh,
like pig pen out there. The
Oh
dust
my
around
God.
us, our clothes were just filthy. We were probably barefooted.
Last night, the Iron Spikes had a tailgate next to us, and one of the boys had a big grill, and he had, like, at the end of the night, everybody's in the stadium, and I walk up and I'm like, "Can I have a hot dog?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, we have no buns," and I just took half of a
Hamburger bun.
hamburger bun and was like, everybody was
worked.
like, "Oh, this is the best hot dog I've ever had."
Yeah.
I do
Ballpark.
love it.
I still
mean,
do it too when I go to a ball game.
Frito
I get
pie.
a ballpark dog. And
Frito
And a
pies.
ballpark
Remember those
dog.
Frito? They cut the front and
Yeah.
they just dipped that chili inside. It was like so
Mhm.
good.
Sounds like you had a great childhood like we did.
Yeah.
I've told people that growing up at Slaughter Lane in that area,
Yeah,
where we all, I mean, it was
it was
heaven.
rural.
We ran through the woods in our
Yeah.
bikes, and then
Yeah,
and then we got a 3-wheeler, and it had a gun rack on it. Me and
Yeah.
Randy would go gun fishing,
yeah.
and then 4
And
or
he
5
has a-
o'clock we'd go, what are the girls doing? Let's find out where Shelly, let's find out where they're at. What are they doing?
Yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
was so much fun. It was so
Had a bucking barrel in the woods,
Yeah.
where we got other
Oh,
guys would shake
that's
that thing
right.
and you'd ride that barrel.
yeah.
Had an old mattress under it,
A
like that was going to
bucking
help.
barrel.
Okay, so a buck and barrel, for those of you that don't live in Texas, it's a barrel that you have 4 giant ropes that tie off to different
Jody, let's
trees.
make one at the ranch.
And then people will shake it up and down like you're getting bucked off, and then you fall on a mattress underneath. So
And we had a water hose tied around it, and that was what you held on to.
held onto the
Jody,
water hose.
let's do it at the ranch.
Yeah, we're
Let's
gonna
get a
make
buck
one.
barrel.
And then
I'm sure
somebody's going to break their hip because
Oh,
we're all in our
collarbone.
50s.
Collarbone, when you hit the ground, collarbone's going to be the first thing that goes.
And then they'll sue us and we'll lose the land.
And that mattress that we kept landing on. I mean, what
It was like,
was all in
where did
that?
you get
What
that?
was-
Hepatitis.
I could just see y'all dragging. You're like, get that mattress. And then you're like,
It's like-
drag it out there. It's
it's-
all nasty. You
it's like-
probably brought a girlfriend out there at one point. You're like,
Oh,
we're
We
going to go
always-
snuggle underneath the bucket
hey,
Bronco.
hey,
All right, where'd you go after Bowie?
Tarleton State. Played baseball at Tarleton State.
No.
That-
That's right.
He was part of the dream
My
team.
friends still love to talk about that year.
That one.
What happened
Yeah,
to Charlton?
I didn't go to class much.
Yeah, being NIL. Don't you wish you had some NIL money?
right now.
Yeah, they'd probably pay me $400 to go away.
I'm like,
What was your position?
I'm trying to like be a NIL sugar mama. Like I will manage your NIL money.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sounds really dangerous.
Well, it might
He's
help
like, I
that
bought
player.
you
It'd
another
probably help
drink.
that player
Yeah,
out.
I'm a
'cause
Virgo.
Yeah.
If I'd had money at that time,
You would have been a lot
I had a lot of
trouble.
fun on no money.
You would
So
have.
what would I have done with?
You would have showed up for class,
Right, I might have had to show up then.
But what position did you play?
I bounced around there because there was always the one thing I lacked was speed. I couldn't run, but I had all the other skills. So then they would actually Shelly outran me in elementary school in the hurdles. I hated her. I think there's Shelly could outrun me.
Well,
So that
I was
tells
a
you-
runner for a while.
Look, sillies
So-
don't like to be caught. We don't like to be caught. We are going to outrun.
We don't like to be
So-
caught or
We do not like to be caught.
we were like feral.
But I could do all the other stuff, so they bounce.
Sorry
me.
about
I
that.
play
Sorry,
utility
Lance.
player. is
Sorry,
what they call
Lance.
it. Yeah,
Weren't you a pitcher?
I pitched some.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they even tried me at that, even at and then I went over to Ranger Junior College for a year from there, which is just down the road from Tarleton, and pitched a little there. Yeah, I could pitch,
then-
but again, not not at the level they wanted 88, 90 miles an hour. I was throwing 84 or something.
Well,
like
that's
that.
better than me. I probably couldn't even do any of that. Oh.
And then you were a coach at Westlake.
I started at Dobie Middle School in Johnston.
Really?
Yeah, that's my student coaching was with Ted Rodriguez and
Are
Roy
you
Sosa
serious?
at Johnston.
How fun.
And I worked at Dobie Middle School during the day, so I coached football at Dobie, and then I'd run out of class at 3 and run over to Johnston right quick and coach baseball. And then, ended up at the best run was Westlake 2000 through 2005. I got to coach Earl Campbell's kids, James Street's
Nice.
kids, Nick Foles, Justin Tucker.
Fun.
Yeah, I can always say I coached a Super Bowl MVP quarterback.
Nice.
And it's all because of me, his 9th grade freshman
Yeah.
coach. His
What?
9th grade.
I mean, I would claim it. Lance, I
Take
would
it.
claim that shit
Take
all
it.
day.
Yeah.
I would be like,
Take it.
hey, you're where you are because of me.
You're welcome. Just say, you're welcome. So what are you doing now?
I live out at Canyon Lake, and I'm doing wildlife management, work on ranches, and it sucks, really. But
Really?
anyway, yeah, I'm looking for a job, as a matter of fact.
But that
I
sounds
need one.
fun.
Well, it starts off that way, but it's tough. We're out in the element, and it's a hot summer,
Yeah.
and I'm throwing 50-pound bags all day long. We'll do 2 tons of feed in
Ah,
2 days, and that's what I do. Ended up with my knees bad, my shoulders bad.
Well,
Jumping
yeah.
off
my
trucks,
knee,
hiking.
my back,
Yeah.
my booty, and my crack.
Oh my God. That does sound like hard work.
It's hard. Yeah.
Do you
it
want to
has its
manage a
moments.
ranch? Is that what you want?
What do you
That'd
want to
be
do?
fun.
What do you want to be when you grow
I
up?
don't know. People keep asking me that. What do you want to do?
Do you
I
wanna
want to pull
do-
off the whole 6 months in Colorado and 6 months
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I want to leave like Memorial Day, and then y'all let me know when it drops below 90 again, and I'll come
Yeah.
back, which is probably
Great.
Thanksgiving or something.
So you want to be a sugar baby?
Yes. Or
Yes,
no.
please. No, but
Work
you
at
would
a
work on
golf
it.
course would be good. I play a lot of golf, so
Yeah.
Oh, you should totally do that.
Well,
Yeah.
might not make much money, but you get free golf.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got free golf, and then there's some other perks.
Adrian used to marshal at Grey Rock and got to play all the free golf.
Yeah.
He loved it.
I worked at when it was called Circle C. That'd have been
Yeah.
92 or 3. I worked at Circle C golf
Nice.
course. That was good.
Nice. Is Clark still your brother? Is he still golf?
He sells golf course chemicals to golf courses and sells boots and Western wear for Allen's. He created his own job during COVID
Nice.
because during COVID they all got laid off, and he said, "Well, let me just go sell for y'all." Now he's killing it. He can't
Nice.
stop making money.
Yeah.
He's leaving. He was leaving. I talked to him yesterday. He was leaving Amarillo for
He looks
Santa
so-
Fe, and
He
they're going to
looks
go
so
close down.
good.
Yeah, they've done this the last 3 years. He's got a client out there, a golf course guy.
Yeah.
And they closed down whenever the last weekend of skiing at Taos, they close it down. So they're doing that today.
What's y'all's age difference?
6 years. He
Okay.
graduated 83 from Johnston.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
quarterback there. And,
Yeah.
and a point guard and
We
a
love you,
baseball
Clark.
player too. Yeah. he was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could just always kind of lash onto that. I would.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great
Yeah.
gig that he's got going on.
Yeah, he travels a lot, but he makes a run through. He's got clients in Santa Fe and Ruidosa all the way to, and then
How
they bought,
fun.
Steve
jump on
from
that.
Allen's bought 2 factories in Mexico across the
Jump on
border in
that
Juarez. so he-
train and
There you
take
go.
it up
Yeah,
to
right.
Colorado.
I would.
yeah.
Be like, I'll be your color.
What part of Colorado do you live?
That southern part just above Red River there,
Okay.
Pagosa Springs and Durango. Is a lot of
Yeah.
Texas.
Yes.
Pagosa Springs full of panhandle, and that's originally where my family's from. Is the
Colorado
Panhandle.
is all
So-
all Texans,
Yeah.
FYI.
It is, yeah.
It
it's all
is,
over.
It is.
But you can't beat west of Denver there, where Vale and Winter Park and Keystone.
How do you
and
feel about
Breckenridge.
Crested Butte?
Crested Butte's nice. I've only done that once.
So
but I
pretty
need to-
there. That's my.
I went to Breckenridge me and Clark went last year with an old friend from
No, we're gonna summer in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Once we hit it big.
I shoot pool out at Canyon Lake on Wednesday nights in a pool league, and we got this girl on our team.
Really?
Yeah, we ended up going to Vegas. We went to Vegas, and we won.
Are you a pool star?
We won our deal in San Antonio. Ended up
Nice.
8 days in Vegas, though.
Oh, I do not like
Oh.
Vegas.
Vegas is a one day only situation.
It's a flying.
Anyway,
It
there's
is scary.
There's this girl, Ethne, on my pool team, and me and Clark were saying my boss is I just started this wildlife job, and I couldn't get off to go skiing with him, and me and Clark go skiing every year, and I was just telling her how I couldn't go this year. She goes, "Well, I got a place on the slopes at Breckenridge." I said, "Well, shit, we'll pay for your ticket and all your stuff if you go." So she took us up there.
Nice.
And she had always told me that her granddad was worked for NASA or whatever, and I thought, some computer nerd guy or whatever.
He's like,
So I take
like
my
Neil
stuff
Armstrong.
up the top of the
I know,
stairs.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I take my stuff up the stairs, and I come back down, and I go, "Ethne." She goes, "What?" And there's a picture of her and her granddad, and it's Alan Shepard. He's
oh
the
my god,
He's the fifth guy to set foot on the moon, and so I'm staying in his. They bought that place in '86, and this is just last year. And me and Clark are sitting on the 8th floor of the balcony, looking at the slopes, looking up there.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
beautiful.
that's lovely.
I have to
That's
say,
that is great.
anybody that wants
generous.
the Wheatley boys to come on our trip, take them.
Yeah,
Take 'em.
super
They're
fun.
We do know a lot of people between
Yeah,
here and there,
Yeah.
and everywhere. So it
they're so.
We
Well,
end
you
up knowing
don't
somebody.
meet strangers.
Yeah.
You meet new friends.
Yeah.
Everywhere
Yeah.
you go.
And the only problem that me and Clark have figured out about Colorado is there's not a good honky tonk.
There's
Damn,
not a
there's
good
not a good honky tonk. Colorado, I don't know
and there's
why.
also
'Cause
no
Lance is
good
a
Mexican
dancer.
food. They
but
have
but
no
if you
good
go to
Mexican food.
Ruidosa, but they don't have snow all the time. But Ruidosa
Yeah.
has the best honky tonk in all that. It's called Wind Placer Show, and it's a fantastic place in
and
Ruidosa.
also, fun fact: Lance knows how to dance.
Oh,
And my brother's good too. That's what
Yeah.
I really learned. My mom taught me in 1980 at the Broken Spoke.
oh
Nice.
yeah.
And she goes, you dance, and you dance with all of them. Because
Oh.
she goes, most guys won't dance, and you'll have
Yeah.
plenty of dates that way. So I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
that stuck.
Yeah.
Me and Clark,
Well, always dance.
we're known to walk
So
in a honky
silly.
tonk in another town, and I go, I'll start on the right, you start on the left.
Oh, the Wheatley boys in the
And
house.
we'll meet somewhere down on the other side.
Oh. Do you think Clark would come on the podcast?
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
we can do brother.
He's in sales now too, so
Yeah.
he's marketing
Yeah,
all
but
that
we're
stuff.
like-
So he throw all that. He
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
talk. He can talk the talk. Gift of the
oh.
gab. We got that from our dad.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Man.
Dad's
So in Canyon Lake, what are your favorite places to go in Canyon Lake?
It's so beautiful down there.
Oh yeah,
so gorgeous.
yeah. I live about a half mile from the Whitewater Amphitheater, so that's as good. And now
Are
they got
you
that big.
kidding me?
They got that big.
Do you go
oh,
all
yeah.
the time?
Oh, yeah.
Every day?
Well,
I mean,
you know me. It didn't take me long to find the little beer joints around there. And
Yeah.
there's a hideout and the Damn Red Barn and all that.
Oh,
well,
my
I know the
God.
bartenders and all the people,
Yeah.
so all us Canyon Lake people know each other right there.
yes.
Well, they just built that huge RV park next to Whitewater,
Yeah.
Femfo,
Oh, I didn't
which they have a roller
know.
coaster.
Are you
They have
kidding
bars,
me?
pool, swim up bars, and then Femfo just bought Whitewater. So last year was the greatest year. We went every Saturday to the swim up bar. And then somehow that bartender would find tickets for us to the show. So I went all 3 nights to like Miranda Lambert. She played 3 nights. I went all 3 nights. And you float the horseshoe first. So we'd float the horseshoe, and it takes about 2 hours to float the horseshoe.
I'm doing this.
And y'all need to come with me and
We
let
have
me show you how to do it. Because
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
show
we
you how to
have
do it for free
RVs.
too.
We have RV.
And even if you don't get tickets to the show, you just run up to your truck, get a beer, and come back and sit down. You're sitting right behind the
Mhm.
stage, or go into Femfo and you can sit by the fence.
Oh my god, I'm
That
totally
is
doing that.
that has been
Pro tip.
that has always been the problem with Whitewater
I'm doing that.
is there's nowhere to stay.
Now there
You're
is.
staying in a mobile home, and it
Oh,
has
we're gonna book
it has
that now.
stickers, it has tape
Yeah,
to close
Yeah,
it.
we're
It's
doing that.
rough.
we're gonna
And
call you when
so-
we're there.
No, it's all
This is
nice
a
now. They're
great
building
idea.
a ton of stuff. That 306 right there is about to be like 620.
That's crazy.
It's about to be just full
And
of
and
everything.
you're how far
I'm
from that?
about a mile.
That's
I'm about a mile from
amazing.
Whitewater, right by the dam. The dam of Canyon Lake.
And
Bottom
our-
of the dam, and that water is 59 degrees. So I go there on Mondays. I call it washing off
And
the
it's
weekend.
constant.
It's like a rebirth.
It's constant level.
And
It's constant level, right?
No, that lake is empty, like Lake Travis. And then the water, they're gonna struggle right now.
Are you kidding me? I thought
The river, they let out enough. They're not going to let the tubing go dry. But
Canyon's constant.
no,
Are you kidding
Canyon
me?
is dry. It's 46%. It's about dried up. And if we don't get some rain soon, they have a rough, because they keep pushing that water down for that. They can't let all those businesses between there and San Marcos, all the way down through the New Braunfels. That's their bread and butter there.
Well, I will say.
So they'll keep pushing water.
They will. But
I thought Canyon was constant level.
It's a neat lake. Here's how it was built for the military. It was built by the Corps of Engineers and all that. And it was for all those military bases in San Antonio for those guys to get with their VA loan, they could get a little lake lot and all that. So anyway, they don't allow docks on Canyon Lake. So nobody has a dock. There's marinas and stuff like that, but that's owned, private. But another thing is like 60% of the shoreline is is parkland.
Yeah.
So there's not, it's a different, it's not just built up like LBJ and Lake Travis and everything.
So Canyon Lake is about an hour and a half from Austin, and it is not constant at all. But
that's devastating.
We just went to Medina Lake and
That's
camped
a puddle.
over there. I call it
She calls
Medina
it the
Canyon. Just rename it.
There's no water.
There's no water, and I feel so bad for them. And that whole area is just devastated. It looks like meth town. I mean, it's bad. And I feel so bad for the people that were living there because that was like their bread and butter.
I know people over at Canyon Lake who bought lots over there, and they still got those lots because they can't really sell them and don't want to sell them for what they'd have to sell them for. So they hold on to them, but they moved over to Canyon Lake anyway.
We definitely need rain here. I was so happy there was some rain, but we need to do some rain dances, guys, because we are like, I was hoping that the government would stop messing with the weather so much. It's my conspiracy.
That's Jody's
conspiracy theory.
Jody's very favorite conspiracy
Seed
theory.
the clouds so we could get some rain.
Yeah,
they have.
I know it'll be bad.
Canyon Lake has 7 neighborhoods under construction right now,
It's
and
growing.
Comal County just halted all
and
7
no
of them
water.
and told them they can't build anymore. They halted 7 projects that they said you can build them, but we're not going to give you any water, so you can't. So they've halted that, which is good because
that
it
is
is booming over there.
That's smart.
Thank you for being proactive. I have to say,
man, the people that bought that land are probably like, oh my god.
Like the whole thing with Colorado, I don't know if you know this, but they sell all the water to California, and California is not sustainable. Like, and then the fires happen, and this, and it's like, and so now Colorado isn't sustainable.
Yeah,
and so it's like they sold everything. They're not allowed to collect any level of water in Colorado.
have water
overpopulation, that's going to be, that's the way it works, right?
That's the way it goes. So in Canyon Lake or in Austin, what's your favorite lickable plate? Your favorite food?
Favorite food?
In Canyon Lake or in Austin, where do you like to eat? Because I bet you...
A good steak.
Where?
Where's
the best
ribeye.
steak?
That's a tough call. I mean, for the cheap ones, the Texas Roadhouse has it down.
Yeah.
You can go in there.
You
can go in there a bit, and they have it down. But
yeah.
But of course, if you go to any of the high dollar ones, they're always nice too. There's a new one out by the Hayes City store called. It's right by the new Mean-Eyed Cat by Hayes City store, and I forget the name of it. But that was we had a good one there a couple weeks ago.
I'm sorry, Hayes
City store.
Has a mean-eyed cat.
Well, there's a mean-eyed cat right across the street from it.
And now there's a steakhouse down there?
And there's a steakhouse right behind it
Holy
at that little
smokes.
circle. Yeah, that circle right there, yeah.
Nice.
You are educating us.
Yeah.
I know.
And every bar between there and Canyon Lake, I've probably been in it.
I'm not going to lie. Last year, we were having a happy hour at school at Lavaca Street. I walked over to the Broken Spoke and I got me a chicken fried steak, and it was delicious.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
best place to dance. Best place to dance.
Yes, best place.
Right now, let's see.
Because there's some good places.
I know you have a tie-in at Buck.
Last night we were at Sam's Town Point, and
Oh,
it doesn't get much better than that.
Oh.
And they had
that low ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a coffin in there.
Yeah, that was back when our dads. They used to have a membership there, and it cost $5 a year. And my dad would be probably, my dad would be in there, probably y'all's dad, someone.
Yeah, probably.
That's so funny.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
And old Penny, the old lady that always sat at the end of the bar, she's now passed away, and they have a little memorial I noticed last night. And,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I noticed because I tried to set my drink there, and everybody went, "You can't set your drink there."
I love
But it was
bar
good.
culture when they like honor people that
Yeah.
work there. Or were-
The Broken Spoke's still good, but you need to go on Tuesday nights to Two Steppin' Tuesdays with Weldon Henson. Weldon Henson's probably the best thing going.
Oh, who's your favorite music?
Oh man, there's a bunch.
Always. Who's your all-time
All time,
favorite?
it had to be the King, I'm sure, George Strait, because
George
Yeah.
Strait.
like
the
I said,
King.
that's what my mom was going
What's
to the
your
Broken Spoke to
favorite
see
dwarf?
him. For
George
5 days.
Strait.
What's your
Or
favorite
Strait,
George
yes.
song?
That's
the
a good one.
chair.
I like his old
His
straight
old
country.
songs. Yeah.
The 81.
Yes.
If you get back into that and go down that
Yeah.
foolhardy memory. And,
Yeah.
Oh my
you know.
gosh.
Oh my
and
gosh,
down
I
and
love
out.
them.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, I always think this, and I know you're not, but I've always thought with Lance, fireman.
Oh,
Yeah.
music
me
like
Fireman,
Fireman.
yeah, that was a good one
That's my
too.
name.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, I could name a bunch of
Yeah.
George stuff, but I like to go, to 80, 81. That was just
Yeah.
a time of our life. I mean,
Oh,
when we were
it's so
young and we were
fun.
right in the middle of it. And then,
Yeah.
saw him at the rodeo in 80, probably all of them, 83, 84, 85, probably went to all of his. I remember going a lot.
Yeah.
So fun. Do you ever go to Don's?
I was just
I
gonna ask.
love
Don's Depot?
Yeah.
No, not much. I mean, I have. It's been
I
a
was
while.
there last night.
Yeah, well, I wanted to go when South by was in because
That makes
that's where
sense.
Sun Radio was
That's right.
propped up at there.
I feel like you need to be a regular at Don's. It is.
I'm getting old enough. I'm
it's
getting old enough. I can be a regular at Don's.
No. Well, Don's is like the cutest little place in all the lands, and their dance floor is solid. I mean, sometimes they're stupid frat boys, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
Hey, dancing's
And
for everybody.
That's another thing about Canyon Lake is in Canyon Lake.
There's no frat boys.
There's that too, but there's no good honky tonk there to dance really either.
So
where
it's
it's consistently
it's
good.
an
They'll
opportunity.
every once in a blue moon.
Found your job.
a band.
You're
It's
gonna
an
open one.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Bucks down south. Come on, Kenny.
New Braunfels has got, you get green. I live at the end of River Road
Green
at the
Hall.
dam, and River Road runs over to Green, right?
Yeah.
And you got to drive like 15 miles. It's my favorite little drive to,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
yeah, and just roll about 15, 18
No,
miles an
I
hour
think-
and roll
I-
down the
I
river
feel
all the
like-
way to Green.
I feel like we need to open up a place called Wheatley's.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
Wheat. We'll just call it Wheat.
Yeah,
I
we do
love
that on
that.
Sunday a lot. Hit Green on Sunday, and then they'll have a band outside and inside.
Nice.
Green's the best. It's so
Mm.
pretty over there. If you haven't been to Green, it's not that far from Austin.
No,
But my daughter worked at Green Hall, waiting tables for a while.
Guess who's playing in 2 weeks at the Green Hall? Which I'll
Ooh.
be out of town, I think, with Randy. We can talk about that trip in a minute. We're about to take. But Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Ooh, are you kidding me?
Yes, and it's already sold out, but I got a connection there.
Oh, yeah.
They told me I could get in, but me and Randy are going to Larry Joe Taylor Fest.
Nice.
And for a whole week, it's a week-long deal. We're taking
Wow.
our kayaks and our fishing poles and our golf clubs.
Ooh.
Randy's got a VIP. His daughter now works for Larry Joe Taylor. So we got a VIP RV parking spot right by there. And then we got VIP tickets.
Who
to
has an RV?
Randy's rent. I have one in my driveway and I can take it, but he's trying to buy one. So he's going to rent one or buy one and set it up in there. He said he
That's
was.
amazing.
If not, then I'm taking mine, I guess. We'll hook up.
You're living the
Awesome.
life. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're like, I
it's
don't
just,
really do anything. You're living
It's
the
been
life.
it's been a hell of a run, like I
It's
said.
been a hell of
And
a
I'm
ride.
married. My ex-wife is from Rome, Italy, but moved to Venezuela when she was 10, and then moved here to the States at 7. They graduate high school at 16 in Venezuela. So 7, she didn't like
Smart.
it. You can't take a girl
everybody
from
should
Rome,
actually-
Italy, and then put her in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Chavez took over and ruined it. But the 90s, I lived in Venezuela for a year and then in Italy for a while. And
Nice.
so all that was,
You have
it was
not
great.
skipped
And
a
the
beat.
kids, and the kids got to do all that. And then when Venezuela got too dangerous, I didn't even know this, but Aruba's 15 miles off the coast. So we just started meeting in Aruba for about 3 weeks during Christmas or whatever. We'd meet in Aruba for that last 3 years that I was married, and that's where my kids got to see all that. And Venezuela is an amazing, beautiful country. They have 6 different ecosystems. I mean, they got the Amazon that runs through the bottom of it. They got a desert. They got the high mountains. You can drive up far enough up into the mountains that the jungle stops because if you get above 8,000 feet, the vegetation changes because of the oxygen content level. So there's no more jungle when you get up top.
Where is she now? I know she just wrote a book. Yeah.
Yeah. She's in Westlake. She lives in Cuernavaca over there.
Okay.
She's doing very well. Dang it.
Dang it. Dang it.
Yeah. My daughter graduated, passed the bar, graduated UT Law School. But she didn't go. She's not doing law. She took over Elizabeth's daycare. So she's running the daycares.
Oh, wow. That's big money.
Yeah.
So
That
your
is
daughter's
big
name
money.
is Gabby.
Yeah. Gabriella.
Gabriella, beautiful.
Call her Gabby. Yeah. Gabriella.
And where's your son? You said earlier. What did you...
He's here. They actually live together. They live right behind the Broken Spoke they bought a condo.
Nice.
And she's got a boyfriend from England. Oh, me and Dawn went to visit her last November. She had to do a semester elsewhere in her law degree. You got to do one semester somewhere else. Well, she applied at Oxford in England, so she got into Oxford. So me and Dawn and she eats in the same cafeteria that Harry Potter and them ate in Harry. Her campus was where they filmed Harry Potter and stuff. There's like 18 different colleges there, and hers was built. Hers is the one she was in is like 250 years older than the United States.
Wow.
That's so cool.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, so we were all rolling through all that.
Did you read Harry Potter?
No, I saw the movies.
Okay.
I did not read it, no.
Okay.
I did you remember, Shelly, if it wasn't for like you and Lisa Caudell or whatever, I might not have got out of high school.
Lisa Caudell.
Well, I don't
Dion
think,
Stewart, if some of those people, I wouldn't have been able to play
Dion,
baseball.
that's who you should latch back to. That woman is smart.
Yeah, she was something.
Smart.
She's
Lisa.
still about it.
Yeah, I remember when we got to when I'd skip school at Bowie a lot or something, and then I really had a dentist appointment or something and missed, and my mom goes, "Hey, do you want me to write you a note?" And I go, "Mom, I'm gonna have to get Lisa to write it because she wrote them for 3 years until now. They're gonna know." So Lisa Caudell wrote my notes. My mom was like, "Oh God." I was like, I can't take yours in there, Mom. They'll know. They'll know that the other ones have been.
That's so cute.
That is amazing.
Yeah, Lisa Caudell wrote all my.
Well, we didn't.
She got good at signing Betsy Wheatley on some stuff.
Yeah, we didn't need them at Johnson. Like they didn't care. They were like, y'all figure it out. Like we used to go and watch the firemen train right next to Johnston, and we'd get wine coolers and go.
God. Shelly broke
and then we'd just go watch the firemen train, and then Coach Merrick was our teacher, and he just gave us, here are the answers. Like, if y'all, here are the answers.
I worked with Coach Merrick when I worked at Johnston.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's quite humorous to me that all these shenanigans were going along.
I know.
She was such a straight lace. Like,
she was
they
so
gave me a rule.
oblivious.
I'm following it.
She was so oblivious.
And then I went through, like, I think when I turned 40, I went through like a straight up, like I was rebelling. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like I'd walk home from bars. It was becoming a problem. John was like,
it was the most
you better
fun.
stop all this because this is getting out of control.
I think I met y'all a few times. Us teachers, nothing's better than when a bunch of teachers get a break.
nurses.
It's
Teachers
like
and nurses.
teachers gone wild.
Yeah.
It is the scariest thing that can ever happen.
Like, we've been on teacher trips
it's like
where
a frat
we have
party.
like 2 condos. One is the naked room, and
And
one
they're
is the like
naked.
fully clothed
And
room.
they're naked.
And they are
Yeah.
just like
fully
walking around
naked.
completely naked. I'm like,
100.
what's going on here?
There's
where are your clothes?
there's no panties, there's no bras.
Yeah,
They're 100% naked.
and guys don't like that at all, you know. And then
No,
they
they're
all
like-
make fun of me. They go, "You have no shame," because I will walk out.
Oh,
don't-
You're a naked
Look
person.
Yeah.
at this is a naked guy.
I will walk out, and they're like, "Wait, come on, wait."
We
That's not what I wanted to see first thing this morning.
Hey, I'm gonna make it a
It's like, "Oh, you'll be all right."
You're like,
You'll be
sorry.
all right.
You're like, sorry for intimidating you. I'm gonna make an assumption that you're a naked guy and Randy is never nude.
No, but he's also blonde hair, blue eyed, and can tan. So he doesn't like
You
wear a
couldn't
shirt or
even
anything. I
tell.
gotta cover up now because
yeah,
I can't be out in the sun all
Yeah,
day.
you got to wear a lot of sunscreen.
And he can just go no hat, no
Yeah.
nothing. You know, he can handle.
I saw him yesterday and he looked so good.
Yeah,
He
Y'all
looked
look
he
great.
fishes
Yeah.
a lot, man.
Yeah.
He's a good, like I said, that old lake house too. I've got I want to be cremated when I die, and I've got a list of about 3 or 4
I'm
places.
sorry. This needs to be donated to science.
Right? Yeah.
That needs
But-
to be donated to science.
But I've told my kids, I want some of my ashes. I got several places I want them to go, so they'll have to go on trips together.
I think that's lovely.
And one of them is Randy's lake house there. Put it in the water
Aw.
down there because there's a lot of as I tell Randy sometimes, there's a lot of innocence lost in that. I mean, we used to. My mom told me that if I went, I didn't have to get a summer job if I went to summer school. So I signed up for summer school and played baseball at night. And Randy was on my team too, probably. But anyway, Randy would pull up to summer school at Austin High with a boat behind the truck, and I would just pick 2 girls out at lunch. And then towards the end of that 6 weeks or whatever,
Right.
you could just see the girls at lunchtime. They'd have their bathing suits in their purses, just in case Randy and Lance asked.
Oh,
Well,
man.
And we taught a lot of girls how to
We've
ski
talked
Yeah,
about
behind that
talked about
boat.
the
And-
rotation of y'all multiple times. But hey, what is your warning label? Like, what would your
Ooh.
warning label
What
be?
would your warning label be?
like to tell the girls,
Or anyone?
in,
Anybody?
especially now after being divorced now for about 7-8 years, and it's been a hell of a run up
Yeah.
to now that I just tell them I'm really still single. I mean this probably ain't gonna work in the long run. So, but let's have fun. Let's have fun.
Well, it's like
The warning label is that somewhere along the way I'm gonna see another one somewhere.
I can have
you could say-
And I have a hard time saying no. I have a hard time saying no to a good dancer.
You could just say,
Sorry,
if it's a
Dawn.
warning label, say, you're not my first and you're not my last.
yeah. There you go. See, I was trying to think of a way to put it nicely, and
Lover of the
and I
split
do mean it
tail.
nice. I mean,
Lover of the split tail.
and I love
Lord.
and I love them all in some shape, form, or fashion. But
Yeah.
I, but
your
I do,
mom taught
I
you
do
right.
tell
Dance
them,
with
hey,
everybody.
Dance
Yeah.
with everybody.
I'm telling
My
you.
mama, that's your label. My mama told me to dance with everybody.
Yeah.
So you're going to
Yeah.
have a lot more dates that way. That is so cute.
That dance with
You're
the one
not
that
my-
brung you.
you're
That's just out.
You're
of
not
that's
my-
just out. That's old enough.
You're
No,
not
thank
my
you.
first, and you won't be my last. I love that.
Yeah, that is a good way to put that.
That's it. That's it. That's the
There's-
one.
there's a
Sorry,
line in a song
Dawn.
right there
Sorry,
somewhere.
Dawn.
Right.
No.
Well, she's had to hear that talk too.
Yeah. What a charmer. Oh my gosh, this has been so fun. I can't
Yeah.
believe already an hour's up. That's
Mhm.
crazy. And you are going to have to come back, but I think we should get you and Randy Scott.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yes, we make a good make a good duo. Me, Zane, and Randy are a good.
You,
at a-
Zane, and Randy. Y'all should have your own podcast.
Randy, he's good looking.
It could be-
Randy's good looking, so he gets them. He gets them
He-
walking that way and getting
he-
them over there. And I go, Randy, just get them over here. I'll take it from there.
Randy's
Love a wingman.
Randy's false salt.
Randy and Zane have always been able to get them looking, and then I go, just get them over here. I'll
Lance, you've always been able to.
Lance the romance.
Lance, you've never missed an opportunity.
I love it. You
No.
are such a
You were on rotation. Like
For
you were in
sure.
everybody's MASH list.
Oh, yes. Right here.
It's like
Right down here.
It's like Lance, Randy,
Zane.
It's
Pick
been
your-
a
Larry.
This has been so fun. Thank you for coming all this way from Canyon Lake. Hopefully you'll come and hang out with us in left
he was
field.
gonna be in town.
yeah.
Anyway.
Y'all come float the river with me. I'm telling
I'm
you,
totally
that
doing
water,
that.
water's
There's
so
no
cold.
water.
and it's
There's
nice.
no water. You told us there's
well,
no damn
but they
water.
let out enough to float.
I'm totally doing that.
And like I said, you can float the horseshoe and then listen to music, or
Oh,
Yeah,
hang
we're
around
down.
doing that.
We're down.
I'm
no,
gonna
the
tell,
RV. We both have RVs and we're in.
I'm totally in.
I had no idea they had an RV like
yeah,
next
with the music
door.
right there.
That's a
awesome.
dream.
yeah, it's expensive, but it's nice.
It's
and then,
okay,
like I said,
but you get music on top of it.
I'm down. It's kind of like how
you need to-
how they used to do Aquafest, and then they'd have the bands and you'd have the little floats. But now, no offense, to everybody that's floating in Town Lake. I think it's nasty.
Have you seen that crowd of people that hang where Barton Springs flows into Lady Bird down there
Yeah.
on a Saturday or Sunday? How
Oh,
many
no.
people
Oh,
are
yeah.
standing there in waist deep of water?
Oh yeah,
But it's the river's the same, right? There's
Bathing.
1,000 people in there.
Bathing?
they're bathing.
There's no bathroom, so you
there's-
just
Yeah, well,
Well,
Now,
that's
you're
my
with the fish.
pool. That's my pool too. Everybody's come on that hangs out my pool, and they're like, "We never get out. We
I
pee
know,
in the
it's really
pool."
gross. I'm like,
It's
guys, go to the
you're
restroom.
disgusting. You're disgusting, Taylor.
All right, Texas.
Yeehaw.
yeah, hook 'em.